Hello everyone, this is Dawn over at Plot Chronicles, and yes, you do hear the air conditioning because it is over 100 degrees in the Dallas, Texas area, so a lot of times I'll turn it up, but right now I just don't feel I can. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys a little apology video because one of you called something to my attention, and I want to tell you what I'm going to do going forward because I do think it's a good idea. Many times when I do book reviews, I don't ever do follow your trigger warnings and let you know things. I don't know why, I just don't think about it, but from now on, I'm going to do that because each of us have certain topics that may be sensitive to us. All of us have different, life experiences. So I want to make sure that I'm sensitive to that. So I will, number one, from now on, I'll be mentioning, when I do a review, hey, this may be a little sensitive, or this may have some things in it that may be sensitive to you, so just watch your trigger warnings, that kind of thing. Now, obviously, if a book sounds interesting, the plot, if I describe it and you're like, I might want to put that on my TBR, to be read, then you could always look it up, go read reviews on different websites, and see, hey, does this look good? Like, you might read a review that says, this has some kind of rough language. I think I'm going to bow out and not read this one. Each of us are a little bit different. I know some of you like more light reads, what I call cozy mysteries. Some of you don't mind a darker read. I'm kind of in the middle. There were a few books that I couldn't read. Now, I'm not telling other people not to read them, but they were just too dark for me, too violent. They were not for me, right? But I'm kind of in the middle. I don't have to have everything super light, but I don't want a book that has every other word bad language, that has a lot of graphic stuff in it. So, but I can kind of be a little bit in the middle. Like, for example, Frida McFadden would be an author that I don't feel, or maybe Sherry Lapina, Lisa Jewell, I don't feel for me that their books are like what I call really graphic, okay? But then there's some authors that they do have more graphic type stuff in it. So it's always good to do your research. So that's the main thing I have to say. I'm brand new to doing book talk, guys, and so this isn't the same thing. Like, talking about money for me comes really easy. I love talking about books, but I'm really new to it, and so I'm kind of rough around the edges when it comes to this. I'm just being honest. The other thing that was kind of called to my attention is, hey, you don't want to discourage other viewers to not read books because you don't like them. If I haven't made it known, I want you guys to know this. I always tell you guys I don't have a long attention span, and there's books that you might really love and find interesting that maybe didn't keep my interest. So a couple things I want to say about that. Just because something doesn't keep my interest right now, I may be in a different mood next year. You may say, hey, Dawn, I know you thought that was a stiff read and it was kind of long, but please be patient with it. Because if you're trying to read 4 or 5 books at once and you kind of feel like you're, that's why I'm doing less videos, so that I can take more time to actually read and be patient, then you may not have the patience to take some time to actually read something, and maybe the patience to get through some of the, what I would say, slower moving parts. So just because I'm not a fan of something now doesn't mean that maybe next year I might read it again and really like it. So that is true. I don't want to discourage anyone from not reading something. I don't want to ever say someone's not a good author, this isn't a good book. It just may not be for me at that period of time in my life, okay? I'm a busy person, I work a lot of hours, and so maybe I'm not as patient as some people that may have more time and a longer attention span. So I do still want to do videos, what I call books I DNF, did not finish. It doesn't mean they weren't good books, they just simply weren't for me. So that's kind of wanted to clear the air that, number one, and I'm going to make sure to reiterate this when I do videos, if I do books that I DNF'd, that I'll mention there, hey guys, check them out, you might really love them. And also to make sure to mention trigger warnings if I think something might be sensitive to you. So I'll be more cautious going forward. I apologize if I've offended anyone. I always try to do my best and be open and honest. That's all I have to say. Love you, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, everybody.